What's up, guys? Let's make sure we got some sound and everything is good to go. We got a really good live stream here in store for you guys tonight. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a great day. We have a lot of opportunity that's going on here in the markets. Give me 1 second. We're good to go.
What's up, guys?
We got noise. So, sorry about that. What's up, guys? I got a pretty serious live stream for you guys tonight. I got some really in-depth stuff for you guys tonight. All right. Screen's good. You guys can see my charts. All the dotted my I's, crossed my T's. Dotted my I's and crossed my T's. How you guys doing? I'm Justin. This is the Ivy League live stream. Thank you so much for joining us. What do we do here? We are here to help provide you real life educational stock market day trading information that you can use on a daily basis. Free 99. Please, if you have not done so, subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. 2, if you could like this video, it's very important, right? There's a lot of people that want actual information, right? We do it free 99. I've been doing this for close to 10 years now, guys. I've been through quite a few different cycles. This is what I do for a living, okay? There are so much stuff out there that does not provide you value, and that's what I'm here to do. And we're actually going to get real serious with stuff tonight, as bad as I want to cuss. So please, comment down below, like, share, subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. It's important that you do that because there's people out there that don't have the information that they need, whether they got to pay X amount of dollars to get it. They don't get all the information that they need. If someone even does spend the money, who's to say they're going to get the help that they need? Right? That's what we're here for. If you have any questions, you want to go over any charts, throw them in the comments. You have questions for me, throw it in the comment section. But again, like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. If you appreciate valuable information that can help get you and everyone else somewhere in their lives with this one of many tools that we have in life, right? Like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. I'm sorry, but we're going to get down to business. What do we got going on? We have Fed minutes tomorrow. We're going to talk Fed, not Fed minutes, but we have, yes, Fed minutes. I thought I said FOMC meeting, but we have Fed minutes tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of stuff, right? Even just today, right? You had Canada's interest rate come in, I'm sorry, not interest rate, but inflation rate come in higher than previously thought and was expected. Last month was 2.8. They came in at 3.3. Consensus was 3%, forecasting around 3.1. Pretty much 3%. Came in well above, a few ticks higher. I have already said, and members will attest to this, they can comment down below if they'd like, I told you guys literally 2 meetings ago, 2 FOMC meetings ago, or 2 CPIs ago, and the last CPI, it's coming, right? From what I've been doing this for a while, even just from being in the markets last year, there's a lot of opportunity to be had right now. We trade live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. I will be on extra early tomorrow. So, I know that's right. Let's go. Tell them, let's go. Hit that fucking like. Subscribe if you have not already subscribed because you're about to go to school. You're about to learn something today. Retail sales today, 0.7%, previously 0.3%, a little higher than expected. You bet you didn't think about this one. You had Amazon Prime Day that made up a whole lot of that, right? Consensus was 0.4%, forecasted 0.3%. Amazon Prime Day, it's seasonality for this month. When that happens, you do usually get a tick higher. All right, there's actual data for that you can go in and look. I have it. If you'd like to see it, I will post it tomorrow or tonight, whatever. You have FOMC minutes. We're going to talk about what do the markets do, if this, then that, if they expect. We're going to get into the FOMC minutes in a minute. There's 2 things that I want to get in with that. Neil Kashkari was on leaving some comments earlier. If you did not listen to that, you missed out because he had given you some insight on that. We're going to talk about that, all right? China's missing bond payments, right? They are in a mess, right? 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. You have you guys been on Twitter or anywhere and you see these videos of people just giving up, right? Prices are too high. They can't afford. I mean, everything has gone up. Not 0.5%, not a percent, not 2-3%. Things have went up 25, 30, 50%. Right? It's not due to their own fault either. Right? It's a real issue, and you're going to see it. It's going to start showing its face, and it could get a whole lot worse. What is the Fed to do? Do they continue to raise rates to help stop these prices from going up? But I would wish that they could be able to bring them down. Send this economy into a spiral, and let's get it over with. Now, again, they have done a whole lot more. If you don't know, I have posted this, and I will look real quick to try and find it for you. But you have had, let's see if it's this one, right? No, it's not it. So, because it's important, because what it shows is, so this, here you go, right? It's all declining. It's actually in the negative, but it's trying to rebound. I expect it to actually bounce back off of this. You can use this data as also support and resistance. It's funny, actually, you can. Believe it or not, Powell has done a lot more than Paul Volcker had done in his day, right? He has done a whole lot more. That's not it either. I'll have to go back and find it, guys, because it's really important that you guys see it, because it shows the rate of which you had, the rate in which, they raised interest rates. You haven't had from 0.25 to 5% in about a year and a half. All right. So what has that done? So far it hasn't really done much, and that's to be expected, right? GDP should still continue to climb, right? We should, by next year, the beginning of next year, if not the end of this year, you should start to see GDP start to pull back. You had GDP data last week or 2 weeks ago, and it came in above, as expected. A lot of people were surprised. Well, if you were here, you'd have been educated enough to know that we expect GDP to continue to be a little bit high, because you still have that lag effect. There's been a lot of liquidity that's been given out, a lot of things, between loans and purchasing, guys. The United States is a consumer-based, we are a consumer-based country, so we spend money. That's how China is, the manufacturing side of things. We spend money, they make the goods, we spend money, and it's not even just China, right? Germany is a big exporter of goods as well. People don't know that. So you have people struggling right now. There's a lot of people struggling. So what does the Fed have to deal with, right? They have to deal with prices continuing to be high, or do we just, and people are still hurting either way. Do we just continue to raise rates, right? If you don't know this, right, back when Silvergate happened, Silvergate, whatever it was, the Bitcoin thing, but SVB, Silicon Valley Bank, right? Let's go back to the S&Ps. I'll go on the daily chart, because right at that time in March, right, you had Neil Kashkari, who was on Today, who had came out and said, yes, we are coming to the end of the interest rate cycles, right? This is where you got this from. Where was it? This is where you got these 2 days right there. This was in February, March. See, March. See this big candle? Those 2 days were off of Neil Kashkari's comments that we were nearing the end of the interest rate cycle, right? Then you had, this was the headwinds of Silicon Valley, but it was also Silvergate. What they tried to do was raise capital without alarming anyone. Well, it alarmed the people that are smart and actually have a good amount of money. The people that work in the investment side, where you have companies, there are a lot of companies that are not publicly traded, right? How do those companies go and fund money? Right? Well, they go to venture capitalists. That's what a venture capitalist business is a place where they raise money So individuals, me, you, anyone, can go to and say, hey, I have a business here. These are my plans. Is there any way we can get some money raised? Depending on if you have a business already going and it's already, there's something to prove there, or is it just an idea? Well, those are people that you go to. They also keep their money in the bank. They, whatever. So SVB was actually a major contributor, to venture capitalist individuals, placing their money in. They had they had a lot of money in there, and things went sour. They smelt it. They took their money out. They took their money out as well because they can get 5%. Right? They could get over 5%. It was, on interest payments because of where rates are. So you had the final collapse in it. But then that Sunday night, you had the Fed backstop the banks, pretty much fronting them the money, right? They lend them the money because they know they'll eventually get paid back. Like, they don't have to wait. The Fed is not in business to catering to people's deposits, right? They cater to the banks, right? They don't cater to your little individual banking. So what they did was they put up the collateral, they put up the money to say, if anybody else wants to take their money out, here it is, because you have this over here set aside that is going to collect interest, but because depositors are taking their money out, you have to compensate for if other depositors want to start taking their money out. Where are you going to get that money from? All right? We know you have these bonds, these treasury bonds, whatever it is, mortgage-backed security, whatever, right? We know you have that. So in case someone else or a whole bunch of people continue to come and pull money out and you need money, we're going to give it to you in replace of those bond tickets. So they backstopped it, right? Well, that had to raise their balance sheet. The Fed's balance sheet got raised by X amount. I think it was 500 billion, something like that. Don't quote me. We can pull up the Fed's balance sheet, but it's not important. So you backstop that, right? My point that I'm getting to is this was Neil Kashkari's comments, right? This was back when he said we are on the end. We are on the back end of this interest rate cycle. We think we've done enough. We want to start factoring in the time lag, right? So you had a nice rally. Then you had the again banking issues. So you sold off. Fed fixed it. Now we've rallied. So let's go to today. Neil Kashkari on today. Well, today's Neil Kashkari gives you a red candle, a really nice red candle, right? Really nice red candle. Seemed like we hit that double top, found support. Maybe we came back just to play around with it and bounce back off, put in a lower high. Who knows? Who cares? Well, guess what? Neil Kashkari says today, we think we may have to do more. The little bit that I read, don't quote me, I could be wrong. Let's go look because it's important, right? Neil, if you don't know, he was a voting Fed member. I don't know if he still is or not. So, August 15th. Kashkari not ready to say Fed is done raising rates. Right? That's all we need to see. That's all we need to see. Right? So if they're not done raising rates, right? Okay, well, then we're going to help send this, economy into a recession because we're not worried about the time lag. We're just going to get ahead of it. And then when it hits us, it's going to hit us like a ton of bricks. They start seeing the data, then they'll start cutting rates. Is that what they want to do? Do they just want to raise until they see things, whatever it is that they want to see? And then the data for unemployment starts ticking up, and then that'll slowly go to GDP, right? I don't know. Or do they say we're going to take a pause? Because that's going to lead us into where the markets are going to go. What I want to get to you is what's going on, guys. People are giving up. Go online. There are a ton of people crying, whether it's for social media, this and that. They are. It's hard. Who's to say you don't have another half and you got to do this by yourself, right? You make $50,000 a year and you can barely get by. People leave comments like, oh, this, that. Stop it. It's not their own fault. It's not. You continue to have the government still spend. This is going to be a problem. It's only a matter of time. They're spending so much to try and just have this data come in like everything is okay. Everything is not okay. Right? People can say, "Oh, watch your spending." Guys, the video that I watched, the lady was making $25. It was an equivalent to $25 in United States dollars. That's $800 a week. That's $3,200 a month. Well, guess what? I'm gonna tell you right now. Around here, apartments are about $2,000 to $2,200. I might even be on the low end, right? That's how much a mortgage is. So you've already eaten up 3/4 of your check. Now let's not talk about the higher gas prices. Let's not talk about the higher food, right? Let's not talk about all the other things that people may or may not need. And people are saying, what? No, you just physically can't do it. You can say it's because of this, it's because of that. No, this is because of spending from the government. There is an economist who has said this years ago. When the government borrows and spends, it can cause an issue that is not good, right? And we're seeing that. I forget his name. I'm sure you guys may or may not know his name. We're going to get into the charts. We're going to get into what I think is going on with the markets. I just need you guys to know that I take trading seriously, right? If somebody, I don't care whether they have $500, $10,000, $100,000, $1 million, you're going to lose it the same way if you don't know what you're doing, right? So this is the point of this video, all the other videos I do. I hope to be able to provide you with the information that at least saves you money, right? We'll teach you how to chart. We'll teach you how to read sentiment, right? We'll teach you how to play earnings. We'll teach you everything that it is that you need to know about the markets, right? And that stuff takes time. I need you also to be serious about your money and not just wastefully do things, right? For no reason. Why are you in this trade? Write these things down. Why are you in this trade? Where's your stop loss? Where are you taking profits? Right? You're in the trade. You have a reason. Okay, your entry is correct. If the stock goes without you, this does not mean just jump right in. Jump right in. Maybe you'll get it right the first couple times, but you may get yourself, on the wrong side one time, and all it takes is that one time if you're not winning correctly, right? Because you have to more importantly lose correctly to win at this game. This game is about how do you lose. You need to lose less than what you make when you're right. Right? This means working on entries. This means learning how to read time and sales. This means knowing and understanding what is happening right in front of you with all the tools that you have, from the candles to the MACDs to the RSIs to the volume, all that fun stuff. Right? I was just so wore out from doing a lot of things that I've been trying to do, and then outside of this stream and everything. So I'm going to give you one clip. This was a 20% gain for me. It was just under 20%. I didn't even plan on trading, but I did say in the morning, it's all good. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to make something happen. So for members that do daily tune in, I appreciate you. I thank you guys for everything that you do. And if you guys have anything that I could help you guys with, put it in the comment section. I'm going to show you this clip. It's about a minute long. Right? I literally gave you the target, my entry. I gave you everything. This was a 20% trade today. Right? Tomorrow, the rest of the week, you guys better watch out. You better get your game faces on, and we're going to go through some charts. I'm going to go show you something on the Qs and the SPY, and what do I think is going to happen. You're going to like it, so stick around. If you haven't done so already, like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. It would be greatly appreciated. Remember what I was saying, though. There's a lot of people hurting. We are a consumer-based country. People are getting hurt. So there's people out there hurting. It's not that you have to hurt, but I don't want you to learn the hard way where it's not that you may think the market's a scam. It's just like you just can't get ahead, because you can. This is not rocket science. You just have to put your emotion to the side. If you want to ask me about a trade, I can give you my opinion. Because even just trying to do this on your own, you know, it helps when you have someone else behind you or that has your back to say, let's dot our I's and cross our T's that we're making the right decision, right? Is our entry correct? Where are we taking profits? As we're in the trade, are we emotional? Are we trading too much size? Where we start thinking of this and that? Write this down. Has anything changed? Right? You're in a trade. Has the trade changed? Right? If you're long and that stock is still pulling back and making higher lows, why are you getting out? It is consolidating. Right? If it has not gotten to either your entry or your stop loss because something has changed, and if you cannot recognize when something has changed, join us. We do this. We go through stuff live at night. We trade Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. All right. We have a lot of cool lessons. And again, I do apologize for the last 2 days. We have been able to give out winners, but I was run down. But we're back in the saddle just when it's about time to get busy. Let's watch this clip real quick. Let me turn it up. Let me make sure everything is good. And if it's too loud, comment below if you can't hear it. Let's do it. $95. This is the S&P. 443.95. This is the area I'm watching right here. Right there is the area I am watching. I want to start to see if we start to flush and break this 50-day and sell off to the end of the day. So if I did this, right? Let's do this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably take a trade probably now. We're going to see how it does. So if I...
Not probably,
if I measure,
he did.
Not necessarily measure it, but I put that in, right? And then... Why is this like that? White. Save as default. Okay. Alright. And then what if we put that there? Right? What if that is the start of the move that takes us to the close? Right? That's a move to move. Right? Let's see. That actually will take... Look at that. It takes us right to 441, guys. All right. So there was one. And yes, we did. We took the trade, right? Where did the SPY close today? Holy shit. 440, low 442. Would you look at that, guys? I do this every day. It's still there. It's still there, right? It's still there. You literally got right to it, guys. What did I say? I want to see if we break this low and crack the 50-day going into the end of the day. We did just that, right? I took my 20% off of that trade. Literally, I just took it right here. I was out down here. And I was planning on holding for the rest of the day. I actually had tomorrow's expiration, so I had time. I was fine because I want to be back in the saddle. There was just no... I was good. But I told members, we're going to get a bounce back. We could play this back again. And I say, guys, it's going to bounce back, right? You getting down into this level. You're going to bounce back. But get some time. Because I'm telling you, into the close, we're going to break this level, right? How do I know we're going to break this level? All right, well, I don't know. But if I know anything about charting, and I know anything about this game that I've been doing for as long as I have, I know we're going to break it. And then I know we're also more than likely going to go right on down to break that 50-day moving average. Right? This morning I gave you guys another trade. The other trade was the Qs bounce back to the 50-day, get short. Right? This is the 50-day. So that red circle right there is your 50-day moving average. Same thing for the SPY. Right? That red circle is the 50-day. This is your 50-day moving average right here. And we cracked it. We flushed it. Right? We flushed it. So, I don't charge anything. This is free 99. You want to get taught how to measure moves? Where do you do... Like, how do you know? I can teach you. Right? If you need help, reach out. My email address is down in the comment section. So if you would like to work with us, my email address is in the link in the bio. Let's go over the cues real quick. We can go over a 15-minute chart. What do we have here, right? Let's go to a 4-hour. Let's make it clear. What I want you guys to do is start looking at time. Now, I'm going to give you a longer dated play for this, right, that I think could be happening. Let's look at this, right? Let's dissect this real quick. This is the cues now. So this morning I said I should have taken the short there, but I wasn't even worried about, I wasn't even going to trade today. I thought I was getting sick, but I ran myself down, but I still showed up to try and help members, right? If you haven't done so already, that's the type of things that we offer, all right? Like, share, and subscribe. What do you have here? You have a major support, double bottom, right? Support. You know, it's still support all through it. This is a major level, right? We finally break it. It pops back up to obviously test the previous couple days low to reassure that the sellers are still selling and that the buyers are not buying. You're just turning it back around. That's all it is a retest. Bang. You got the retest. You flush it out. You get your bounce back. What happens? You know, you opened, right? You ran up a little bit, shake people out, okay. But it's where the candles open and close is what you really want to pay attention to. Now, you want to see wicks. Wicks will often show you an area, right, where the orders are, whether it's buying or selling. We come down, we're breaking this level. What did we do today? We came back up to reaffirm that double top, triple bottom, this area of 371.75, call it 372, was resistance. And I told members in chat, I wasn't ready to take it because it happened pretty quick off the bell. But look at that, guys. It smacked my level right to a T. And I said, let's look for the bounce back to see if we can get short and cut this 50-day in half, right? If you look at it on a daily chart, you're just going to see a little wick, right? So this may look like it's way above the 50-day, but it's really not. It's really not. You know, that 50-day is coming up like this at an angle. Okay, it's coming up at an angle. So just because you go 50 cents, 75 cents, a dollar, you know, it's an area. Well, what did we do? You tried to get back above it. You failed. All right. I gave this out this morning. I said, this is a good short entry this morning. I gave that out for anybody that wanted to take it. You know, do not, if you are inexperienced, do not take these trades. This is not financial advice that I'm giving you. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm just telling you the things that I do that help make me successful at this. And that is making more when I'm right than when I lose, than what I lose when I'm wrong. That's the whole mathematical game behind this. You have to lose less when you're wrong and make more when you're right. You could honestly have 9 losing trades and have that 10th trade be a winner and still go green. Believe it or not. That's the advantage you have by managing your risk. That's why risk management is the first most important thing you could do with this. Please take your money serious. You can succeed. I promise. You see people throwing up $9,000, $10,000 a day morning. You can do it if you give it time continuously. Grow that account, and it'll just go and go and go. Before you know it, a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, you're going to be even better at trading, and you're going to be able to have that kind of size and those kind of days. Right? You're going to be able to say, I made 10, 15, 20%, and I walked out with $2,000, $3,000 this morning. I'm good. Day's done. Let's go do something else. Right? You got a project you want to work on. You made some good money. Maybe you pay for the people behind you and their groceries. Right? This is what we do this for. I want to help you guys get to be successful and get you where you want to be in life with just one of the tools that you have access to. This is just one. Right? This one thing may not solve it all, but it will help you get to where it is that you want to be. It could solve it all for you, you know? So this is what we do, right? So China has missed bond payments. We have Fed minutes tomorrow. So let's talk about the SPY and the Fed minutes real quick, and then we're going to go into some trades. All right, there's a lot of opportunity, and you need to know how to find these sections, these pockets in the market that are offering the volatility that are actually going to pay you. Right? These are the areas that are going to pay you more when you're right. You have to know where they are first, right? So the S&Ps did crack their 50-day, and we just called that out, right? We knew that area was a big key area that once we broke it, we were going to flush. It's not even that we knew. We just knew the probability. Like, at least I knew the probability that was happen was 80%, if not 90%. I was so sure I was willing to tell you guys, I was willing to put my own money to work. And I had a really good day. You know? I had a really good day. So we come down and we tested this area, right? You tested this double top. We thought you could get a bounce after yesterday. But what did you have today? This is sentiment. This is why you need to know what's going on. You had Neil Kashkari come out and reaffirm that, hey, the Fed may not be done. Right? They may not be done. They may need to do more. People are hurting out here. So let's just send the economy into a recession so we can hopefully, erase some of the things that have been done the past couple years. The government's making it harder on them because they continuously are spending money. Right? Now people are going to, I guess there was another $300 check that's going to go out to people for $300 for each kid that they have. Well, that's going to make it harder, right? What about the people who don't have kids because they can't afford it? What about them? Right? Those are the people that are struggling, right? They can't even have kids. I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that love to be a mother and father, but they can't afford it, right? So they made the decision not to have one. So you crack this. Tomorrow, what I'm going to look for in the S&Ps is in the morning, right? Because you have FOMC minutes. First off, for the long term, I'm going to want to see what they say in those notes, and we're going to get into that. But in the morning, for a trade, and I may not even be trading the SPY, guys, what you're going to want to look for is a bounce back. You're going to want to look for a bounce back into this 444, 443.50 area. You're going to want to look for a bounce back there, right? Call it 443.80, right? Let's go into a 15-minute chart so we can really see what it is we're doing, because we're bouncing back to it right now, right? Futures are trying to bounce back to it now. I would not be surprised if we even get a gap up, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we get a gap up tomorrow. But there's a lot of sentiment. Like I said, China's bond payments. We're going to get into that. There's a lot of opportunity, guys. So the S&Ps, I want us to come back and retest this 433.88 area, right? I want to look for that bounce back. And what I'm also going to be doing is you need to watch the leaders. Who is leading to the downside, right? There's the Qs, right, below their 50-day. If you don't know, this red dot here is the 50-day, right? This is just an area that I have for a reason. Let's go to the IWM. All right, IWM is just making new lows. It's just not even trying to hold a bid. It's really not. But it's actually not doing too bad if you compare it to the Qs and the SPY, right? Because look, it's still at that double top. It's still at the double top, but and it broke its 50-day also. So I would like to look for a bounce back, right? For the SPY, the IWM to come back and retest this whole area. I'm looking for the S&Ps, the Qs, and the IWM. I want to see if we can get a bounce back tomorrow. Whether that's a gap up, whatever. When we get that bounce back, I think that's going to be the determining factor for what and how the FOMC minutes come out. So what do I want to look for? So if it says in those notes, they start hinting to the fact that monetary policy may need more restrictive monetary policy, meaning that they may need to raise their year-end target. They may need to continue to raise rates, longer than they expected. Well, obviously, I'm going to look for downside. The reversal to that is if they say, or a hint that they are, how should I word this? That, that they're fine with where their year-end target is, that they're fine with where their policy is right now as we stand, right? This is going to be from the last minute, the last meeting they had. So I'm not sure if you're going to get too much, anything surprising. Now, can the notes change? Maybe they can. I don't know if they do that or not. I doubt they would, right? So you would obviously see the markets come back up. I would look for that candle, right, to break back above the candle today. This was a lower. It wasn't low volume, but it also wasn't crazy high. It wasn't too bad, right? It wasn't too bad today. So if they say that they're happy with where their year-end target is, they're happy with where policy stands as of now, then I'm going to look for an eventual 447 target. And I'm going to look to see if we can also get back up to 448, right? 448, call it, 448. That'll be my first target, right? That'll be my first target if they're okay with where they're at. They don't think that they need to do more. Now, with Neil Kashkari coming out, I'm telling you, he has been the guy that has been giving us hints. And they say this because they want to give the markets a heads up. They don't want to surprise the markets because that means volatility, right? That means volatility. They don't want a lot of volatility, right? They want orderly market flow. They want orderly prices when people go to the grocery store. So they try to combat that. So if they say they need to raise rates, I am looking for this target down here, number 1. 438 is one of them. But I'm also still thinking if we can bounce back and still somewhat consolidate, because I want to show you guys something. Now, whether this is from now until the end of September going into October, or if we bounce around here, I'm going to show you guys something, right? This is the kind of education you're going to get. If you don't measure moves, you should. If you don't know how to measure moves and things of that nature, you should learn how, right? I can teach you those things. How do you think did you see our target? Did you see our target today? I'm not sure if you guys noticed that or not. I just want to show you real quick because it's important, right? I literally, verbatim, I said, I'm going to look for further downside going into the close, and I want to see that 50-day crack. I think we cracked the 50-day and dipped below it. This was our target, right? You fell just shy of it, but you were still right there in that area, right? It's not like I spent like a ton of time trying to do this, and it's like I'm going to get every little penny right. Guys, I took you there. I gave you the targets. We had plenty of time to take that position, and I also said if you take this position, what I would do, or could do, it's not what I would do as in I'm telling you what to do, you catch that downside, take your profits, wait for the extra bounce back to turn this range, this is exactly what it did. Go back to the video. I say this, guys, we're going to get some downside, but we're going to get those bounce back ups, right? Take your profit, get back in. Take your profit, get back in, and what happened? Bada bing, bada boom. It did exactly. You didn't even have to do that. But if you're in options and if you're in dailies, that's how you scalp. You know you're coming down. You know the stock's going to bounce back up to just find resistance and to bring in more sellers, right? This is how the markets move. They don't go straight up. They don't go straight down. But look at VWAP, guys. Rejected, 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 right? VWAP was the area to get short in front of VWAP. You could have done this 1, 2, 3 times, and on that third hit, you had a banger. Because I said verbatim, watch for the sell-off going into the close, and we cracked that 50-day. It's what happened. We make new lows, and then we go to crack that 50-day. All right, so, Qs. I want to show you guys something. So what I think is going to happen, right, and I'm going to stick my neck out there like I always do. It's fine. I've been doing this long enough. I know what I'm doing. I don't mind. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The members here know, so I don't have to explain myself too much. Here are my thoughts, right? So right here, we are sitting at the 23.6 fib right now. Not right now, but This white line is one of my final targets. It's not a final target just yet. And I'm going to show you why. Because I think we get there. Whether it's we bounce back up and put in, a higher low, and maybe something else happens, right? You find we come in the month of September, and then you start putting in that higher low. Maybe you start trying to climb to new highs, right? Maybe we climb to new highs here, and then we go into October, right? September and October. This is what I want to see, guys. Let's see what happens here with these targets. You just saw me. I just put them up there. I didn't try to measure it, just from feeling out, just from being in the markets, right? And having education, number one. What I want to see, right? I want to see with the Qs. I want to see if we can stay. We hit this 23.6 fib, right? Whenever it is that we hit it, and we get a bounce, right? And we still consolidate. I want to see. Let's see if this 100-day moving average has a date with the Qs here in the near future, right? Right now, it's sitting at about 342. This is my target to get long. This is where I'm going to be waiting to get long. Now, I will take trades to the long side. I'll take trades to the downside. I will play the intraday bounces, right? I will play the intraday bounces. But where do I think they meet, guys? I think the 100-day and that Qs meet right here at 356 to 358 in that $2 range. I think we have them both meet up possibly near the end of September into the second week of August, like middle September, the first week or two of August or October, right? I want to see whether it's in the second to third week of September into the second week of October, right? So pretty much the last half of September into the first half of October. Let's see if I'm right that we do not have a date with that 100-day in that time span and that area being right there at the 23.6 fib. I would not be surprised if this is what's about to take place in our future. Right? I'm putting my neck out there. I'm putting the video out now. So if it does happen, we're going to come back to this video. And I'm going to say, guys, why didn't you like the video? Why haven't you subscribed? I'm giving this to you now. Right? So if we come in and we start being able to get a rally, maybe this Fed says they're good with where they're at. Right? And then we come back up and we put in a higher low at 375.50-ish, 378, right? And then we start working our way back down to that 23.6 fib, that area being 358 to 356, right? I'm going to look for this 100-day to get itself up here, and the Qs have a date, bang. I'm going to look for that. I'm going to look for that. And if it happens, can't say I didn't tell you. Can't say I didn't tell you so, right? So again, that's the last half of September into the first half, first week or two of October. But I think it happens, we'll see what happens. I honestly think we have a date with this 100-day coming up here in our near future in the fall. I'm telling you that right now. So jot it down. You heard me say it. If I had to take a guess what happens, right? I'd have to say that I think we do get a bounce. Now, I have not even looked at the weekly chart, which I won't. But if I had to say, just, on a hunch, we come back up, we find support right here at 370, 818 that area is. And then we come up to put in, like a lower high, right? Come in, put in a lower high, right? Bang. We come back down. Shit. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to see if this works. Right? We come in, boom, boom, and then something happens. But that time, that 100-day should be up here, right? 100, roughly around here. Now I can make it bigger and stuff like that. These are the moves that I think happen, right? I think we let's just see if I'm right. I probably am wrong. Let's just see if I'm right. right? We're going to leave them up there. So you also have gap fills down here, though. That's my other thought process. We have more gap fills, guys. This is the daily chart. If you look here on the Qs, you still have a gap down here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that there's all guys here, okay? You have a gap fill that's down here. And on the S&Ps, I have it marked out. All right, we're going to get into charts right now. We're going to go over trade ideas. Okay, I wanted to go over that real quick. So you have a gap fill here. Okay. You have a gap fill there. You have another small gap right here. Well, right here. All right, it's back down here at this 316 area. All right, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So there are still some gaps to the left. We've just rallied and ran, rallied and ran. All right, so that's my thought process. Come up, find support, bang, put in a lower high, bang, you know, and then we find support, rally into the end of the year. All right, I want to see if we can rally into the end of the year, only to have recession concern. Oh, shit. I just deleted that. I didn't mean to. It's all good. Whatever. We can go back to the video. All right, let's do it. So I gave you guys the S&Ps. All right, I gave you guys the S&Ps. That's where I want to get short. I want to look for a bounce back. Looks like we're doing it. I wouldn't be surprised if we gap back up here and try to sit at 444. Right? To wait and see what the Fed is going to do, or what is their insight. Okay? Watch the Qs, watch the IWM, because they're going to lead you to the upside or the downside. So you can follow them with the SPY if you'd like. Okay? Let's get into some trade ideas. First off, banks. Okay? Fitch downgrading banks. That's still in the works. What did we do this morning? I told you guys JP Morgan, this was our area. If you don't know, we go over trade ideas. We go over a lot of things in the morning. The chat's real great. Well, guess what? What did we do, guys? You fell down, but you got back up to the level. 153.28. I said, watch banks. Right? Previous support, double bottom. Okay? There was something that I wanted to show you guys on the S&Ps that I have not done so yet. And I want to bring it up because there's an important reason, I think. Maybe I have covered it. I don't know if I have, though. You have a clear double top up here, guys. A very clear double top right here. I wonder if by any chance we do get back up to 446.50. Right? I am really wondering if we can run another test back up there to turn this area into resistance. I still have 446.50 on my target because we have not really turned that into resistance during market hours. This is one level. I am still wanting to see if we can get just, you know, profit taking from shorts, people buying, and you get yourself a quick run up there to make a lower high, right? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Right? Doesn't mean we have to, but I'm still watching that gap. You still have another gap up above us. But as long as we're under this level, right, if we get a low volume bounce back to this level, I will be short. I will be short at 443.50 area, that 50-day. I will be short, just so you guys know. So I don't know what earnings we have and don't have, but we had Home Depot today. Right? We had Home Depot today. You guys would be wise to look at your 2s and 10s, especially the 10s, okay? The 10-year treasury is and was, sorry, my mic is in the way. It was climbing. Right, it has been. It's putting in this ascending wedge. You know, it's a pretty sharp wedge that is kind of bearish. Right, we're still on track. Right, we're still on track. We've made that line resistance, that previous close and open. We've made it resistance. Right, maybe it comes down tomorrow with what the Fed has to say or not say. Bitcoin, got to keep your eyes on Bitcoin, guys. It's still holding up. It's still holding up here. Right, the volume's gotten killed. Right, but I think there's a bounce due. I think we have a bounce due for Bitcoin, and I think it actually starts to happen now, guys. I really do. I think you might get one more little pullback, and then it try and make its way out of this range here. I would not be surprised if it gets out of this range. And if it does, I'm going to look for the Qs to go higher. Right? It's got to hold this area, though. I feel like it's got to hold this area. I'm not willing to make a call on it, but, you know, I want to see where these buyers come in at. Right? Is it 2,800? I want to see if we can just get a rally. Right? If we get a rally and another bounce attempt that fails, it's quite possible. Right? So that's one other thing that's on my radar. What else did I have for you guys? You guys want to watch tomorrow the dollar, right? It's going to be important because if I give you guys a chart, right? If I pull up the dollar, right? If I pull up the dollar and then I pull up the S&Ps, right? And we're on a daily. Look at that. Right? Look at that, guys. Oh, I can't do it. It won't let me do it. Look at that. Right? It bottomed, it topped. Now they just met and they're bouncing away from each other. Remember this chart. Remember that chart, guys. It's important. It is so important. I wish there was a way that I could just make them a little bit longer. Right? This is important. Look at that. Right? Look at that. There is confluence right there. Right here in the dollar. I would not be surprised if the S&Ps pull back. Right? If this dollar can actually break out and try and make a run back up to that I don't know, what is it, 104, 106 area, right? I want to see if the SPY pulls itself back as well. So as long as the dollar is rising, you know the SPY is pulling back. The dollar starts to fall. You can watch Euro, you can watch D-Marks, you can watch the Aussie, the Yen, right? They will all play effect on the dollar, all right? So if the dollar does pull back, right? Let's say if the dollar pulls back. That's a chart you guys need to jot down. I want to go into trade ideas, though. I know they, whatchamacallit, had earnings, Home Depot. So here is, I have something going on here, it looks like, right? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Massive, somewhat of a head and shoulders there. All right. I thought we had a head and shoulders, an inverse head and shoulders up there, but it seems like we didn't because it has sold off. I was trying to see if this leg here to the downside was going to be the left shoulder or right shoulder. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Nope, it broke down. So that's out of the equation. This was where I gave it to us, though, that I said if you get below this, it's done. It's done. It's got to find support at that, right here. At like 179, 180. This is GLD, by the way. So do you guys have any charts you guys want to cover or go over at all? Alright, so I have a... So if you're trading technology, you need to watch what the market's doing. And you need to know which sector is doing what. Like who's strong, who's weak. That's where we're going to want to look to put money to work. So let's do it. How long have we been recording here? Right? How long have we been recording? I'm sorry to pull this up, but so we have been live for 53 minutes. I do apologize, guys. It's a lot, but it's, I got to get a lot of these things across because it's important. Tomorrow you're going to want to watch Fed Day. So I want to see if we can get somewhat to the upside tomorrow. I really do. Well, we haven't made a new low there, so man, it's actually kind of hard for me to say that. Shit. We might not get the gap up. For the Qs, guys, I'm going to be watching this area right here. Right? 327.26, 327.25. I'm going to watch this area. If we break it and we're able to hold above 376.25, I'm going to want to watch for more upside. Where would that upside take us? Well, that upside is going to take us right around here. Let's see. See, it all depends. This would be your level. It's not much, right? You come up and you reclaim this level here. It's hard, man. It's hard because there's not much there. You just want to walk it up in stages, right? Your next level would obviously be 360, 850. You pull back, you bounce off of 380 area, look for it to break 360, 850. Then you look for that to be support. And what I'm getting at is you're going to try and retest that 50-day again, right? You want to see if you can retest that 50-day. The Qs turn this into support. So I think the Fed day is really going to get us moving. It's important. So if we think that we're going to come back up and ultimately we're going to reject 367.85 area, right? We're going to pull back off 367.85. If that's the case and the Fed doesn't say that, the Fed says that they think they need to do more, this is what Kashkari came out and said. So you really want to just say, like, take his word that you may get that tomorrow. That's the point of him saying that, and that's the point of him coming out in the first place, answering questions. So we're going to want to look who has been weak, right? Amazon had a bad day. Oh, before I forget, if you could, like, share, and subscribe. This is why, right here. Banks. I told you guys banks. I brought up Bank of America. I brought up JP Morgan. Look at these guys. They just sold off. Sold off today, right? I told members in chat today, you guys have to shift your focus onto the sentiment. The sentiment is going to give you volume. Look at this volume that came in today, guys and girls, ladies and gents. Look at that. Look at that huge volume, right? Look at that volume. That's a double bottom there on JP Morgan. This is a beautiful trade, guys, right off the bell, right? You pulled back. You tested that prior resistance. And JP Morgan is one of the stronger names, so you want to watch. You want to be short the weaker names, but this is a great trade. This is what I put up this morning, right? I did not trade it. I was trying to help members, and I just didn't do it. I think I watched Bank of America, and it just left me, kind of. But I wasn't even worried about trading today. I wasn't feeling good. It's not that I was wore out. I was wore out. Beautiful, just like the Qs. Went right to the area to go short, right? So we're going to be looking more into banks. Now, you want to wait for a bounce back. Maybe you get a gap down. Maybe it holds. Maybe you get a gap up. You could get a gap down only to bounce back. It's like you don't know how much you're going to get out of this. Today was the day to trade it. So when you have news, right? China, right? China's missing bond payments. What's that going to mean for China stocks? Let's just bring up BABA. What did it do today? Oh, it's been selling off, right? China's missing bond payments. Things aren't good over there. Things probably aren't going to be good for BABA, JD, Baidu. Banks are going to, Fitch is threatening to downgrade the banks. Well, got to be short the banks. Consumers seems to be doing okay with retail sales, but not doing that great because look at Amazon. It sold off hard. So let's do it, guys. First thing I'm going to go through, NVIDIA has been a strong stock. So if I know that NVIDIA has been one of the strongest stocks, which, guys, if you don't know, we told you right here. There was a price upgrade of $500. You were going to see this thing run up. Our target, I showed you guys the video. This was my area that I was looking for. It gave you twice that. Right? This was 420, 421. It gave you like 435, something like that, with a gap up. It's at like, it gave you it gave you 438. Gave you $18 more of upside. Right? I called that out. Called it out yesterday. You can go see it on the lives. So you ended up getting a gap up to just about 450. The price target on this was 500. What I'm going to look for in NVIDIA, this is just a 15-minute chart, but we're going to take it back to the daily because you want to see where your moving averages are. I'm going to look to get long NVIDIA if the Fed says that they are at restrictive policy. Okay? By the way, if somebody wants to send me gummies, that'd be pretty cool. I like gummy bears and like stuff like that. But if you guys need help, reach out. Right? Reach out. It's important because, guys, you guys can help change your life and eventually possibly change someone else. You can have the life that you want. Just you have to realize all the tools that you have at your disposal, right? The market's one of them. There's all kinds of them. Get the education, right? Get the education, and you might even enjoy it. So I'm going to look for NVIDIA to pull back to 433.25, 433 flat. That's 432. 432.50. 432.50 is where I want to be long NVIDIA if the Fed comes out and says we are where we want to be. We're not going to change the year-end target. We are where we want to be. So sorry if you guys can hear that. My mouth was dry, so I do apologize. All right, so let's go to a daily chart. All right, so what we need to do is we need to first off picture where things are going to be as this stock starts to do what it needs to do to move. I would love to... Oh, and look at that, guys. This is why you guys need to... This is why you need to get education from someone who has been doing this as long as he has, who is... And even if you've been doing it for a while, doesn't mean you're going to be good at it. But someone that is very good at doing this is what I do for a living. What did I just give you off the 15-minute chart? What else do you have here, guys, on the daily? Look at that, right? You just had a huge run up, a little bit of a pullback. What do you think that's going to do to that 50-day? Look at that 50-day moving average right there, right? That's going to send that moving average back up here. It actually might come back. It's going to go up. It might point out. It might just stay right here in this area, right? It actually, to me, I would think that it might pull itself down a little bit. It's going to find the distance between 50 days closing prices from here to here. So it's going to add in these two. So I think you may have this thing. I want to say that it actually pulls back down just a little bit, right? Tomorrow, I think this 50-day pulls back down a little bit. It may pull itself up a little bit. Now you think, oh, well, the stock was up yesterday and today. You're right. But it also still prices in these lows and from prior. So what do? We look for the pullback into the 50-day moving average, and that's where we take our long. That's where I'm going to take my long. If the Fed comes out and says they're at restrictive policy, they don't feel as though they need to raise that year-end target. Kashkari already came out and said the Fed may need to do more. So the chances of that are pretty low that they think that they're good at where they're at. All right. So there's that. What's the level? Write this stuff down. It's an area. It's 432. It's like, call it 433 to 432. 432 to 433. That is the area. Use the daily 50-day moving average to help guide you along with that trade. See where it's at when the bell opens. That's where I will look to buy. All right. So that's NVIDIA. Let me write that down. So it does look like it's wanting to gap down as well, guys. It's been on a heck of a run. I would also not be surprised if it breaks as well. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we do get this thing back down to 425, 426.50. I also would not be surprised for that. That's where actually I would like to buy the long, but I think this thing might just have momentum. It's a it's one of a kind. It's like it's its own, it's its own entity right now. It's just they want to own it. Institutional ownership, they want to own this thing for the long run. And NVIDIA is top dog, right? NVIDIA is top dog. But if we did get down here, I would be surprised. You're going to have so many people buy this thing in front of this area. right? Especially people that try and short this thing. And then buyers come right on back. And you see this thing lift off of 426. So when it pulls back to 432, 433, I'm going to watch it, right? I'm not just going to jump in it. I might, depending on how we get there and what it looks like at that area. All right? But if it does break, I'll say, okay, I know where the next target is. I'm looking for 426, 425 area, 426.50-ish. Right? I'm going to look for that area to become support. And I will hop in with my long. And I'm going to have a field day with members in chat. And we're going to talk about how great of a trade that was. Right? So, previous resistance here. You may just find this thing just getting to the 50-day and then reverse back to the upside. Right? You could see this thing right up here. Yeah. Yep, exactly. It's just NVIDIA is the face of technology right now. Like, it feels like NVIDIA is like the early days of Apple, and the institutional ownership is trying to get ahead of this thing. Why is that? You say 500 is too much. You're right. It's not trading at fair value. It's trading at a high premium. But they're looking at it, right, that if NVIDIA, they buy this thing in the 400, they've bought it from 200, 300, maybe they own it at 100. Let's say they own it at $198, $200. Even buying up here, it just brings their cost average down. So technically, their position is not paying for it at $430. People don't think about that. When they're buying up here, they still own this thing from $100, $75, $150. All they're doing is bringing their cost average up. You know, so they'll own X amount at this price, but they also own like a whole lot at that price, right? So all that's doing is bringing their cost average up, right? Their cost average is not $439. 2, this could be Apple. Like I said, they might feel like they feel like this is the Apple in its early days. This stock goes from 500 to 800 or 1,000. What do you think happens? They do a stock split. The stock comes down. It goes to 800. They do an 8-to-1 split. Bang, they've got the split. They're at $100. Now they get that 100 to go to 400 or 500. Gets to 600, 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, they do another split. Right? So on and so forth. This is how wealth is built, guys. This is how wealth is built. And it's going to be really hard for this thing to come back down like to a reasonable level unless they have a few earnings that show that they're struggling, which I doubt. Like, just NVIDIA is the face of AI. It is the face of what it is that they do. They're the best at it right now. Now you start having another companies step in and can release something better than NVIDIA, then that's when NVIDIA struggles. But for now, there's a $500 price target, and this thing is still in its early day. If you look down the road 10, 15, 20 years from now. I'm not saying that it's trading at a reasonable price. I hope you're doing good tonight, Historics. Hope you had a great day today, bud. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. We get the Fed. Maybe we were able to get a little gap down. If they come in and say they're happy with where they are with rates, their year-end target, I'm going to be long NVIDIA. I promise. I will be buying NVIDIA right here at the 50-day moving average. Right? That 50-day moving average lines right up. This is how you guys got to start trading and start learning how to trade. You have a previous double top. You had a previous double top to the left. Right here. Double top. Pivot high. Double top. Break. Come back. Break below it. Reversed. I still want to see this pullback. I want to see the pullback to that double top. let's say if the markets sell off. Let's say if the markets sell off. Well, what do you say? This pretty much is the SPY and the Qs, right? In a sense, right? They all have this right here. The Qs are down here at 400. The S&Ps just broke their 50-day. The S&Ps are down here, right? Even if Nvidia falls behind, it's going to be a laggard to the downside. It's just, you know, if the Qs are starting to fall, then you could just be short Nvidia and just follow the Qs. But it's going to move slower, you know. But when the SPY and the Qs start to turn around, it's going to be the first to the upside. I promise. So to the downside, it's going to be one of the stocks that's going to be last. I used to do that with Tesla. We had Fed Day back when SPY was like 350, or it was, yeah, when we got that one day when we got down to 350, 349, and we had that 25 point day where we went down and then it just flipped and reversed, right? I was like, how do I take advantage of this? I don't think it was that day. It was a day where we went down and everything went down, but there was Tesla. It was the last to go, and I'm like, yes. Those are the little things that people don't talk about in the markets. It's like, if there's a big downside, it's like, okay, what stock is strong that hasn't sold off just yet? Like, it's just like, it's selling off, but it's still up at a decent price where you can still get where the meat hasn't been taken from you. Nvidia is going to be that stock. If something happens and the market goes down, Nvidia is going to be the last to go down, especially with this price target upgrade. What's going to be first? I don't know. Probably Tesla. What's been weak? You know, Apple, Microsoft. I haven't even looked at them in a while. So, what stocks do you guys would like to go over? All right. So we just said Nvidia, 50-day moving average. We want to take that long, 432, 433. Right? Is that what we said? So it's going to be up here a little bit. Okay, right there. 433.50 area. If we do not find buyers there, let me reiterate, I will wait for the pullback to 426, 425. I don't even know if we get that, though. I don't even know if we get there. I think they start trying to buy this thing back up here. You can at least get a 10-point move. It should not be a problem for you to, because you broke through it, you pull back. There are going to be algorithms sitting at the 50-day to buy this thing. And that's what you also have to remember. There are orders that are going to be sitting at that 50-day. So you can't expect Nvidia to just break that 50-day the first time. You should expect it to hold it and have a bounce off of it. And then that bounce fades, and then look for it to pull back and see where it finds support, if it's going to climb higher, if there's no other news. If the Fed doesn't say that we need to go further with our rate hikes, right? That's the thought process. So let's go to Tesla. Tesla's been pretty weak. Sorry, I just had to get some because my mouth is dry. You have a nice gap fill down here. This gap fill takes you down to 221. Right, 221 is that gap fill. You just filled the gap on this thing today and yesterday. All right, you tried to bounce off of it. I want to see. All right, no more of them because I know you guys can probably hear me eating them. I want to see if Tesla, call me crazy, but I want to see if we can start getting a bounce on Tesla. Maybe we do bring it down to 228 to 230, and we start finding a bit of support down here. Might even be 225. Right? Might even be two. Let's just do our work, right? Let's just do our work. That's a failed hold of the 100-day up here. Right? Your 100 days up at 250. So with Tesla, I know that the weekly 100-day is at 250. What do we have coming up right now? The 100-day moving average again, right? Where is that at? That 50-day is, or the 100-day is where? Right with the gap. I'm still on Tesla, right? Did I not pull it? So there you go. That's our target, right? This 100-day, that's this blue line right there. And what else do we have? To the left, we have this gap fill that's at 221.65, 223 area. So what I'm going to look for is for Tesla to pull back and maybe you get another bounce, which you made this previous 240 resistance. You filled the gap, right? We got to look for more downside. You got to look for more downside so we meet this 100-day. Now, this has been a decent sell-off. Does it continue like it did before? This thing sold off for how many days? How many days? You know, no matter how low that RSI was, no matter how deep that MACD was, right? Look at that extreme on that MACD, guys. Look at the extreme on that. From one extreme to the other. You know, at the bottom right there. We got to look to see if we bounce this. So what would be good for Tesla is if we got to bounce back up to this area here somewhere, right? 239, 240. If we can get a bounce back, which I'm going to look for, right? I'm going to do we're going to go into some like smaller time frame charts, right? And we're going to see if we can get a bounce back to bring this 100-day up. And where is it that we find resistance for this thing to really start selling off? Or maybe it just continues and the shorts are hopping on it, right? So I'm looking for this 100-day and Tesla to meet here at this gap fill at 221.50. It's almost there now. You know, does it bounce back, pull the 100-day up and come out with news? Possibly. Or they could meet at 225. So I'm going to be watching this. So write that down. The 100-day moving average for Tesla. You want to picture these moves because if we get a bounce and you still, it looks like you have a small gap there from 240 to 241, 242, right? There is a small gap there. So I have nothing, this thing has just been dead in the water. So tomorrow, coming in the day, I know if the Fed says, hey, we think we have more work to do with rates, we're going to raise that year-end target. I'm going to be short Tesla. If they say we're good where we're at, I'm going to be long Nvidia. Right? That's just two. That's two ideas. If they say they're going to continue to raise rates, what else could I be short? Right? What else could I be short? We're going to get into that real quick. So, man, I really want to see us get a bounce back. I need this thing. It's not that I need it, but what's it going to take for this thing to, I think we do get a bounce back. I think a bounce back's coming, guys. I'm going to stick my neck out there and say it. I think this might be it. I think this was one of the last days, and now we start to look for a bounce back. I may look for a bounce back tomorrow in Tesla. I'm going to be honest. As stupid as it sounds, I think I'm gonna go long Tesla tomorrow. Just for a few points. I'm not looking for this thing to just completely flip in reverse. I'm just looking for a bounce back. Right? I'm just gonna look to see if I can get this thing back up to 241.50. It's going to be my target tomorrow. So the stock right now is at 231.60-ish. Right? It's further down, 231.45. I'm going to look to get a bounce back on this. And I want to see if I can get that 240. What is it? Well, we have this here. Boom. Let's see. Yeah, right here. 241.62. That's where I want to see if I can get this thing. I want to see if I can get it back up here. All right, so I'm going to target the low 240s. Call it 240 to 242 in this area. It may actually even be up here. Let me do something real quick. Let's take this off. All right, let's take that off. I'm here to help you guys, be able to take advantage of what the market has to offer, guys. If you guys could, if you haven't done so, I don't know who's here and who's not. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. If you have, it's greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Members know what it is. I'm here to help. You know, they've helped me. You know, I'm not going to be right all the time. But I would at least like to teach you guys like some of the things you should look for in understanding the sentiment. Knowing if something pops up, whether it's the banks and their banking issues again, what are you going to want to be short? Well, one, we're going to be short banks. Two, we'll be short. We might even, depending on how bad it is, if the Fed says, yeah, we're going to raise rate or cut rates, we're going to be long tech and short banks, right? There's a playbook to all this. You want to know where you should be positioned, right? What sectors are going to give you the best, you know, risk to reward? Which ones are going to give you that big movement? So, and if the 10-year continues to rise and we make a new high on the 10-year, depending in the manner that we do it, I will continue to short stocks or tech stocks, semiconductors to be like up front, or like I don't know what the word is, but like semiconductors is what will mainly focus on. You know, just a heads up as well. So I want to see if we can get Tesla back up here, 240, 245. What I'm looking to do is see if I can turn this area here back into resistance. This is such an ugly chart, but I want to see if I can get Tesla back into low 240s. You had some volume really kick in today, so I'm kind of curious what happens. I really am, because if you look, this thing has been gapping down and then getting bought up. Gaps down or sold off today, but gap down, bought up, gap down, bought up. It's just been doing the same thing for the past few days. Right? Honestly, that's a major level there. 240, 288, 243. Yeah, 243. All right, let's move on. I'm doing this a little bit too slow here. 243. Yep, 243. That is an area. There's a gap fill here too, guys, just so everyone knows. You have a gap fill sitting up here at 245. So don't be surprised if this thing somewhat turns around only to go short again. All right, so we did NVIDIA. Let's do AMD. Do you guys have any stocks you guys want me to cover, or anything you guys are looking at? NVIDIA has just, you know, it's still holding up. It's actually not it's not doing too bad, as bad as I thought. You know, it's not doing too bad. I'm starting to get a little tired. So let's look real quick and see what earnings we have, because that's also going to be another play. Oh, I have another one for you guys real quick. Okay, I want to watch Kava tomorrow. They had earnings today. If the market is, you know, kind of gaps upwards and a little bit strong, I'm going to want to watch Kava. Okay, I have a target for this, a pullback area that I want to see it pull back to in order for me to get the long. Okay, I want to see Kava pull back to this $50, 54 area. Right, I want to see Kava get back down here. All right, I want to see if it tests 50 to 50. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry, guys. If the markets sell off tomorrow, this is where I want Kava. Or no. Is it? Did I not put the line? Holy shit, I don't think I did. I wrote it down though, didn't I? Kava 48.50. Hold on. What's going on here? 48.50 was my area that I was looking for. That's a 48. Okay. All right, 48 it is. Okay, I'm going to want to see if Kava can hold $48. Right, I want to see if it can hold $48. What in the heck? I don't know why that's doing that, guys. I'm so sorry. Man, that's so weird. That's so weird. I literally have it written down, and it either didn't accept the line that I gave it. But let's do this. Let me do this real quick for us. So it's bounced off that previous double top. Where can we look for this thing to pull back? Now, it may take a little bit, right? It may take a little bit. It may take a couple days for it to get that, you know, nice extension. Has anyone here from Kava had Kava yet? I don't know if it's, you know, if you guys have had it or not. Come on. call it 48. I don't know what I was thinking. I have no idea. So 48 to 48.50 is where I want to see Kava find support. Okay, I want to see if it can 48.50 to 48. Let's see if we can put in a lower high if the markets are going to get somewhat of a bounce, right? If they aren't, then I'm just going to look back to get back down to that 46 double bottom. Right? I may just trade the equity here. Let's do this real quick. So we have some ideas on what it is that we can look for coming up this week. All right. So I hope you guys see where I'm getting with this. You know, we're here to help. This is our goal, is to help make you guys better traders and to not, you know, help you lose less and start making more when you're right, so you can actually become successful at this and whatever it is that you want to get into, you know, and not have to rub two nickels together to get a, you know, somebody a birthday present or something, you know. Let's go here. Wall Street bets most anticipated earnings. Sorry guys, it was quick. I'm a little tired. 4 days ago. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So, what do we have here? Today is what? Wednesday? Oh, nice. So we have JD.com, Target, TJ Maxx, EAT, Wolfspeed, SQM, Amcor, AMCR, Synopsys. I feel like I've heard that. Cisco. Thursday, guys, Walmart, Billy. Okay. With Marcos. What's Arco? Is that a McDonald's company? That's crazy, bro. Bill.com, Fartech. Palo Alto on Friday after the close, guys. On Friday. That's cool. Cardinal Health, Rumble and stuff. Okay, so not too much. Not too much. Kava. Sorry. CAVA. Right here. But this is the stock. They had earnings today. So, Kava reported... yeah, the ticker is CAVA. It's a restaurant. It's not around here, but apparently it's really good. I think there's one in Jersey. Like, I think. So, right here. Kava. This is them. So... it's actually done really well, and I feel like, you know, until they have their share lockup, people may buy this. That looks like oh no, it's not spin drill. So apparently it's really good though. Apparently it's really good. I don't know where the locations are. I guess it's kind of like stir fry, or what's that place called? Shit. But yeah, there's the ticker, CAVA. It's spelled just like the name. Shoot. I forget what that place is called. The overpriced stir fry. It's not bad. Look at, shoot, home. I don't know why I can't think of it. I'm not sure why I can't think of it. But what I'm getting at is if this thing just pulls back and we start, you know, putting, 48 to 48.50 is where I want to see this thing pull back and then, you know, start going. It may not, though. It's putting in a double top here. And if the market's weak, I don't know how it does what it does. But what you do have here, if I pan it out, is a really nice break and retest of this previous double top from the IPO back in... see, this thing just IPO'd back in June. So now we have... because, guys, in chat, if you guys don't know, we traded this already. Right, we traded this. We traded this move, and we went long here, right here off the $46 level, and we looked for this thing to get up to 50s, and it did. It took a couple days, but we got it there. Right, we were trading Kava here. I think this was the level. Pretty sure this was the level here, where we took that 2-day long. But yeah, apparently it's really good. I haven't had it, you know, so I don't have much to say about it, you know, because I haven't been there. But AMD again. This is a daily chart. That's a nice bounce off the 100-day. Funny it does that when that Nvidia news comes out. Um, this thing's holding up. It's on the bottom end of the range. It doesn't surprise me that it pulled back off of that 113 level. I really don't have too many thoughts on it. Maybe it just continues to sit here and consolidate. You get another bounce off of 110.50, whatever that you want to consider this area here. Yeah, 110 to 110.50. Let's go to a whatchamacallit. What I'm getting at is we want to see if this thing ends up bouncing off of that area, taking a few days to do so, and pulling that 50-day back down to possibly make that 50-day a rejection. And that's when, as I was saying earlier with the Qs and the SPY, the second, the end, like the last half of September into the first half of October, we come down and test that 100-day moving average on the Qs and stuff. Which is forward looking here. If you don't know, I'm not sure when you hopped on here, Mike, but I was just going through and kind of just giving a game plan here with the Qs and some stuff to expect, right? I erased it, but what I was saying was we want to see if this 100-day moving average, if we kind of just sit here and consolidate, but we bounce around, not just sit here and consolidate, but we bounce around, right? That's what those circles are for. I did not just like time it, put the circle. I just put these here as just something. And then we get our weakness, right? Come back up, bounce, put in a lower high, find support, same thing, lower high. And then we come down. It's just like, I want to see if the Qs, in September, second half of September, beginning of October, get back down to this 356 to 358 area. And the Qs have a date with the 100-day moving average, right? I want to see if they can meet. I want to see them meet right around here. So if it consolidates, it's going to pull that 100-day moving average up. And this is like what a lot of people don't teach people, because it's like something that they like keep from everyone is like saying, if we get another bounce, we have the 100-day coming up, we have the 23.6 Fibonacci, we have a gap fill, we have a previous pivot high, a previous resistance, which is now support. We want to see if we can get some price action back in here and bring some more buyers in here to extend the last half of the year, to make a run at previous highs, on the spine. Because unless something happens, news, things can always happen, so that could just get thrown out the window. News will always take over technical analysis any day. That was all. I just wanted to see if we could pull that 100-day up and get it to meet here at this 23.6 fib area. CACV report today after the close. Oh no, I thought you said, if I was saying CACV, because Kava is spelled CAVA and you said CACV, so I'm sorry. Saying that CACV report today after the close. Sorry, yeah, let me check that out. Earnings and trading over 50 to 51. CACV. I'm sorry about that, Mike. I took that the wrong way. CACV. I'm not getting anything. CACV. It's not giving me anything. Maybe you are talking about Kava. But yeah, they reported, So yeah, it's up here at 50s. Yeah, 51. So you are talking about Kava. I'm sorry. But yeah, I heard you. This double top here. That's my game plan. I want to see if we pull back. But now, depending on the market, I just want to get a... So what I'm saying is I want to be a buyer of pullbacks, right? If this thing's going to get long, I just want to see the pullbacks. I want to see these... I want to buy weakness and sell in strength, right? So maybe we hold this level. Maybe we hold 50-25 area, right? Maybe we hold that. All right. Guys, anything else we'll have to go over in the morning. Keep your eyes on On, you know, I felt like energy was pulling back. Look at this range we have. Right? Look at this range we have. We know what we do at ranges. We love ranges. Right? So what do? We'll probably look for this pullback and continue to just be long here, sell up there and be short. Look at that range. Beautiful. Just hitting that 163 on the button. Just, this is how you get your base hits. This is how you get your checks. This is how you grow your account right there. Right? And identifying opportunity. We've done this many times. TLT, US oil, GLD, right? TLT 103 to 108 we're long. 100 to 103 once it broke we were long. US oil 60 to 65, 60 to 65, 60 to 65, and we get paid, right? We earn the right to take risk. That lowers our cost, it lowers our risk for other trades that we may take, especially if they're losers, right? You've have this really nice winning trade on these ranges that make up, right? You can just set your stop loss, set it and forget it, come back, check on it, let the stock do what it needs to do. If it hasn't stopped you out, why are you selling? Has the trade changed? Okay, then that's different, right? Starts putting in lower highs, okay, that's fine. But we're going to stick to the ranges. Look at everybody doing it. They're coming back in for more right here in after hours. Look at that. They already know. We're long here. We're going to get to 164. That's a $4 or $5 move on CVX. It's nice money. You know, even if you trade options, get some time on it. It's easy money. It's free money, right? It's free money. It doesn't get any more freer than that. I wonder if Fords end up breaking that. So we called this out back here on this double bottom. We caught this breakout. There's our target move. Just like today, gave you guys that target move. Said end of day, right? We went short around what, I don't know when it was, 1:30, 2 o'clock. We said we're going to get bounce back. So if you want to scalp to the short, you know, sell it, let it bounce back, get short again, right? I said end of day, I want to crack the lows, I want to sell off into the close. That's exactly what we did. Exactly what we did. I'm not sure if you were here, Michael, but I have the video. We played it and everything. We trade here live right here on YouTube Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. Right? We come in, get our game plan ready to go. Free 99. If you guys haven't done so, give us a like, subscribe. There's our target move. Bang. What did we do? Sold off into the close. 422. There's our target. Just shy of it. Pegs, look at this. Should hold $9 area and a great fundamentals, which hit 1158 last week, which had upgrades. Oh, nice. I like that. Upgrades $12 to $14, which Zach says a strong buy on it. Nice. And it's Pegs. I remember, for some reason, I thought of, I was thinking Peggy. I don't know if you remember that. Nice. That's a nice that's a nice base right there. Nice, Mike. I appreciate that. You should come join us, man. We trade here, right here, live on YouTube, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. I like that. That's a nice double bottom. It's getting that base, right? It's made new lows, but the MACD's making higher lows. Bullish divergence. The stock finally put in a double bottom and is kind of shifting, right? It's no longer going southeast. It's trying to go northeast now, right? It's changed the direction. That's nice. I like that. Let's do some work. Let's do it. So bang, bang, bang. Let's see here. Got to target $11. That's for sure. Especially after this bounce. I'm going to target $11 right off the jump, right? We're going to target $11 right here. And why are we doing that? Because this could, in due time, again, this is a weekly chart, so it doesn't really concern that much. That's nice. I like that, Mike. Look at that. That's a previous, look at this. Double bottom, bang, bang. Rallied up, pulled back to find support. This is it. Right? Look at the volume pulling back in selling, right? These are all the things you want to look for. Look at the decrease in selling as you're coming into support. They have a dividend coming up or earnings. Yeah, they have earnings like you say. I wouldn't be surprised. I got to find out. I got to do some work on it and find out what they do. I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they have decent earnings. This is setting up to say, hey, this is going to be a nice earnings. double bottom, double bottom, double bottom, double bottom, two double bottom. Like that's beautiful. This is a beautiful pattern. That's a beautiful setup right there. Good stuff, Mike. Doing your work, I see, man. That's awesome. That's a nice setup, right? Let's go to the daily. That's beautiful. That's a really nice setup, actually. The only thing I don't like is you're below all your major moving averages, but buyers are stepping in here, right? I wonder if you start getting some people to know about this. Man, I hope it didn't just turn that into a rejection, but I don't know. I think it closed up high enough to be able to pull back and get a long here off of 925. That's where I would like to be a buyer on this, and I'm going to be a buyer. Let's see what this thing. I'm going to do my research before, though. We're going to be a buyer right there at 925. I want to look for a pullback tomorrow into 925 and get along. August 23rd. Okay. Yeah, you're right. August 23rd. Yep. After the close. Yep. Let's see if we can make a run for that 100-day. I mean, the moving averages on the daily are screaming bearish. Like you're getting a 200. You're getting. It all depends on how you want to look at it. But the 100-day is, just it's not the 100-day going up through the 200-day. It's the 200 coming down through the 100-day. Like, cause it's just sitting like this. It's just headed downwards. But with this thing holding up like this, it'll take time and it'll just base and then try to turn itself around if this stock can. If there are options on it, I'll probably take a stab at leaps for next year on this thing. And I'll just buy a couple of them. I'm not looking to hit like a home run, but I haven't heard of this company. Secure Digital. So I already said 11. Let's see if we can get a bounce back to the 200-day moving average. That's going to be my first target. I'm gonna write this down on my list and check it out tomorrow. I have a lot more stuff too, guys. We'll just go over them in the morning. Look at that. The 200 days coming in right there. That's $9.85. $9.85. Right. I would look for a test of that 200-day coming up. PAGS. I got to do more finding companies. Like I used to do that a lot. I used to go and find companies that I've never heard of and kind of get, just to like trade and stuff like that. And even buy, That's first target. That's got to be the first target. There is a percentage chart. It does make its runs. It makes its runs. Let's pull up a 15-minute chart. It's got decent volume too, man. That's awesome. This is a nice setup. It really is. Because look at it. It tried to close. They tried to sell this thing off right at that resistance area. Right there at 925, which is a key resistance area. And they let them sell it, but they stepped back in and look at that large candle. That tells you everything you need to know. If you want to know where to buy this stock, it's right there. Right? It's right there. Right? Look at that. This is a lesson right there. That is a lesson in and of itself. Right? A pullback and a quick, sharp movement. Bang. What did you have here? Right? You had the same thing. Bang. Quick movement. What'd you have here? Bang. Quick movement. Somebody is buying the hell out of this thing, and that's all you need to know. So we want to see where is the next bang. Right? I've done it with AMD. I've done it. This is telling you this is a bullish pattern right there. That's bullish. And with what? Volume. Right? You've also got the volume with it. So there is something to be said there, and give a big thanks to Michael Anthony for putting this one in the chat. Right? For putting this one in here, because this is a good setup. As soon as I seen it, I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm going to be watching that tomorrow and from here on out. Even if we can get a pullback, this is a stock to be. I just wonder if the market will give this price action back to you. If it's even going to give you $9 again. After a buyer stepping in like this, the market may not even give it to you until after their earnings if they prove that they should be trading down there. Has this thing been a company for a while? Not really, huh? This is just after the 3 months. 1, 2, 3. We start the sell off with the. That's why. That's awesome. That's everything you want to see with the recent IPO. Oh no, that's 2018. That's 3 years. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. I would be a buyer here because of the fact of the risk to reward. You have a decrease in volume there. You know, the moving averages are curling down, but that can all be fixed. There's something going on at that price, that's for sure. There's buyers there. So I'm going to check that out myself. If you guys have any other questions or anything, you guys can throw them in the chat. I'll go over more tomorrow. I want to start see, we're starting to get a shift, right? What did Google do today? So if you guys don't know, you had Apple and Microsoft leading, right? They were up at all-time highs. Then earnings, whatever, for whatever reason, they shifted, right? Amazon and Google were the weak ones. Apple and Amazon were strong. Now the roles have reversed. Amazon and Google are now, or were, strong, and Apple and Microsoft were weak. But Amazon fell out of bed today. So I'm going to have a whole list for everyone and myself tomorrow. I want to get some sleep so I can get up bright and early. Remember, banks, even regionals, there's our KRE. What did we say, guys? We called this out early. Another one. I've been so fortunate to be able to do this for you guys. Seriously, it may not always be like this. So let's, we called out Ford. We called out Bubble. We called out Bitcoin, oil, gold. Like, we were on it, right? Usually I am, like I say, before I started this stream, we were long gold, we as in me, in December. And I got those May contract. I had May calls on GLD, and I took them off end of January, early March, before it got to 2000, because I was up so much, and I'm like, who's to say the dollar isn't going to raise? It's just like, I was greedy at that point, and I sold those contracts, and I ran out of contracts. It just kept climbing higher and higher and higher, and I'm like, I don't have any more contracts to sell. So that's the best problem you can have, running out of contracts or running out of shares. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? There's the support at the neckline, breaks, it rejected, right? There's the rejection off VWAP, or VWAP, rejection off the neckline, bang, bang. So that was a really nice trade. JOB was 43 cents. Yeah, I think I seen that. They've been starting to pop back up, small caps, the past week, especially this week, right? This week and last week, they've been trying, and it's crazy because usually it's when the overall markets are slow, and they just, you'll get one, it'll be a news catalyst or something, and they'll just scan. There they go. Scanners are just going off. And then you'll get like that 2 week, 3 week, really good momentum. Just follow through. Bang, bang, bang. Putting your foot on the pedal, getting that money, right? Getting it, and then you want to remember to dial it back a little bit, because it does come to an end a little bit. But we haven't, when was the last time we had like a real season, like a 2-3 week of just small caps ripping and ripping? They've been doing it the past couple days, if not last week. But it was like, what I'm trying to say is it hasn't been like the market's weak and we found ourselves there. It's like there's action in small caps, the overall markets, everywhere you look. Lewiston rallied. That's awesome, man. Yeah, dude, you'll have to come join us tomorrow. I'm not sure whereabouts you're at, but if you're up early enough, I start the stream pretty early and go over, top gainers, news, things like that, and we that's another one, Figs. Look at this one. This is another setup. All right, that's another one. Right? You might find support here. If this thing tomorrow does not break back down through this $6.95, I mean, who's to say it's got another rally in it? I feel like it's starting to change. If this thing holds $6.95 in this area, I can tell you right now, there might be some more room in this thing. There very well might be some more room in it. Look at it bouncing. Yup. Look at the volume coming in. There's some volume coming in too. So there's your first take profit right there at 732. That's a first take profit. And then you'll look for this this next previous high, which is just about right at the 50-day. We'll go over that one tomorrow. I'm looking at Dish. Oh yeah, a lot of people have been looking at Dish. Like support at 731. Yeah, Dish has been on the list for a while now. It's actually gotten a lot of volume the past couple weeks. Look at that. Right? I remember this back in back in the winter time before 2023. And there was a lot of insider buying going on Dish. It's like one of the CEOs or one of the board members was buying a ton of stock with his own money. And now look at it. So they probably got something going on here. Yeah, I would say you said support 731. Let's see here. Yeah, you're exactly right. 741, 730. So 741 is the gap fill. Like if we look here, right here to the left, you have that. I know it doesn't matter because you have all this consolidation where it's filled it. But yeah, 731, 741 is this pivot low, pivot high support. Yeah, you should see if this thing, see what it does there. I'm actually going to put that on my list, and I'm going to watch that myself. That's about all I have tonight, guys. If you guys want to come join us, if you guys want to hit that like button, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. We're trying to get one of these videos to 100 likes as well. If you guys have any friends that want to come hang out, if you guys want to come hang out, join us tomorrow morning live. We're going to get ourselves ready to make that bag. All right, we're going to come in, put ourselves in the right place, right? Put ourselves in the positions at the right time, at the right entry, and not be emotional and follow the game plan, right? We come up with game plans in the pre-market, and unless news or something changes it, we don't change that game plan if nothing else has changed. I'm already holding 6,000 shares of this month's Raymond James. Yeah, yep. I think was that you, Mike, that was saying that a couple weeks ago. Was it you that we were already talking about this? I can't remember if it was or not. That's been a hell of a run, though, man. It's been a hell of a run. They'd had a nice earnings. Look at that. Bang. Look at that candle there after that dividend payment. Right? Look at that. Look at that run. All right, guys. You guys have a great night. Come join us tomorrow, 7:30. Right? 7:30. We will be ready to go. If not, 7 o'clock. You guys have a great night. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm pretty sure we covered it all. Take care of your money. You guys work hard for your money. Don't trade just to trade, right? Don't trade just to trade. Really come up with a game plan and work. Let the markets work for you. Don't work for the markets. Okay? Let the markets work for you. Wait for those setups. Wait for those grade A setups, A+ setups, A setup, whatever, right? Don't overposition yourself. If you need help, reach out. My email is pinned down in the comment section or in the bio. You guys have a great night. I'll see you guys early in the morning. Stay green. Stay at it. Time in the markets, is time in the markets. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm trying to come up with an ending. Should have ended it a while ago. Whatever. You guys have a great night.